So as far as our design elements go, we have a lot of details that we got to go over, unfortunately. But I mean, it is what it is. That's how buildings get built. Details, details, details. Um, the building is going to be, obviously, we told you guys we're leveling out the hillside where the current bleachers are right now. The bleachers now are grass, so they have to be mowed, which is a lot of upkeep and a lot of just work that probably doesn't need to be done. Not to mention, we are adding more seatings, therefore that's more money. The building is probably going to be 10 to 15,000 square feet, just based off of the information we know in regards to what kind of space we have available to construct such a thing. The building will be all concrete. Now, the plan is to paint it based off of school colors. It's going to be navy for the base, and then we're going to use red and white to paint the school logo on the east and west sides of the building. We will have signage on the walls stating where the locker rooms are, where the restrooms are, male, female, home, away. And then we will also be having 2 water fountains in between the public restroom entrances. Those will be on the north side of the building. The visitors' locker room is going to be on the west side, and then the home locker room is going to be on the east side. Now, along with the home locker room, there is going to be the athletic training room that is on the east side as well. The athletic training room will have an entrance that will go into the locker room, the home locker room, and there's also going to be an entrance that will go to the outside. So they have 2 routes that they can take. The locker room itself will have obviously just the one entrance to the east side of the building. Then they can walk right to their covered seating alongside the field. And then obviously the west side is for that reason, the away team can walk right to their side of the field as well. This is ultimately going to save a lot of time for them because we didn't have locker rooms right there. So again, it's going to be better for everybody all around. Now, as far as the building goes, it's all concrete. It's going to be painted concrete. We don't need drywall. We do not need carpet. That would be absolutely terrible. So it's going to be nice, finished, painted concrete. The inside is most likely going to be a gray color. And then that's really the floor and the walls. The floor is probably going to be gray. The wall will be a navy or a red, depending on, we probably will take a poll and figure out who wants to do what. Because I think it would be important if the athletes got to decide what their locker room really looked like. But again, there will be exits from the locker rooms to the outside. There will be one exit inside the home team locker room. Like I said, there's going to be an entrance to go to the athletic training room, but there's also going to be a small utility closet that is going to be connected to the athletic training room. That utility closet is going to have a washer and a dryer. That way all laundry can stay on site, all equipment can stay on site. It doesn't need to go to the athletic facility and then come back, again, saving somebody a lot of time. And because the athletic training room and because of the laundry facility, there is going to need to be a drain. The athletic training room is going to most likely, and I say most likely, is going to have an ice machine, probably a tub for ice baths, and then along with that, there is going to be a sink for sanitary purposes. Drainage is obviously necessary in those types of settings because if you do have an accident, we got to be able to clean it up. We got to get it out of there. As far as the bathroom that is in the locker room, there's going to be 1 urinal and 2 toilet stalls. There's going to be 3 mirrors there's going to be 2 mirrors, 2 sinks, and 1 hand dryer. And then there is also going to be 6 shower stalls, individual shower stalls within that facility as well. That goes for each locker room. So each locker room will have 2 toilets, 1 urinal, 2 sinks, 2 mirrors, 1 hand dryer. And 6 shower stalls, individual shower stalls. Now, there's not going to necessarily be curtains. There's just going to be the stalls that you can go in and shower and get out. As far as the storage options for the players, we're not going to do old school lockers. We will have several, meaning there's going to be about 20 individual shelving units that will have a cubby on top and then have the area that you can hang the uniform, and you can put things in the bottom of that space as well. In front of those storage spaces, there will be bleacher style benches in front of them, so that way they can sit down, put their shoes on, all that kind of stuff. Inside of the home locker room only, there will be 2 coaches' offices, one for the female staff, one for the male staff. Those offices are not going to have windows. There's not going to be windows in any of this building because they're not needed and they're more expensive. Those coaches' offices will have entrances to the locker room, but they will not have any direct entry or exit ways from their office to the outside. So they have to go through the locker room to exit the building. Now, as far as the public restrooms go, I think I kind of touched on it briefly, but those bathrooms are going to be on the north side of the building. So that would probably be the side that you see the moment that you enter the facility. And those restrooms will be side by side, but in between each space, or in between those 2 doorways, there will be 2 water fountains. In the men's public restroom, there's going to be 2 urinals and 1 toilet stall. All will have doors, obviously. There's going to be 3 sinks and 3 mirrors above those sinks, along with 2 hand dryers. In the women's restroom, there will be 3 toilet stalls, 3 sinks, 3 mirrors, and 2 hand dryers. They each are going to have 1 single entrance exit way to the north side of the building. Again, they don't need more than 1. Just the one is going to do. And there is going to be also a concrete sidewalk that will go completely around the building, which will lead to the entrances to the bleachers. Now, as far as the bleachers go, we already kind of have touched on it several times, but we're knocking that hillside out, leveling it out, which is going to require a lot of excavation. Once the building is constructed and pretty much finalized, that is when we will install the aluminum bleachers over top of the building. This is going to increase seating, which therefore is more money. And at the top of the bleachers, there is going to be a permanent press box. Now, the press box is obviously for announcing games and talking about, player stats and all that kind of stuff. If there's podcasts or if there's streaming going on, it's going to be done from up there. So it's really important that we have good internet connection as well as electrical connection. I do not think that we are going to be putting in an HVAC system up there. The amount of use that is going to be gotten out of that press box is probably not going to be enough that we need to install an HVAC system. There is going to be a window that's going to face the field, which would be the south side of the facility, I guess. That's obviously so that way they can monitor and see what's going on in the game and then talk about it for everybody else here. There will have to be an entrance on one side of the press box, and we can decide that, east or west. But it'll be on the side. That way, in case of an emergency, you can get out. And again, there's going to be no HVAC system, but there's electric. So if it's hot, you're going to have to get a box fan. If it's cold, maybe get a little portable heater or something. That, ultimately will help save a lot of costs for us as well.